love these international matchups at university or club level. It's fantastic. I mean, not everyone gets to represent their country in their sport, but these, you always wonder, what would Washington be like against, you know, another crew, or what would Laga be like against? And this is the opportunity to do it. It's fantastic.
It is. It really is the best of the best from around the world coming together at all levels of the sport. They could be Olympic champions like we've seen already this morning. They could be top university crews. They could be top schoolboy and schoolgirl crews. I mean, it's the breadth across the sport that we see at this event is unlike any other in the world.
Attention! Go!
God, listening to it, enjoying the noise there, the power and the calls from the coxes there. Brilliant steering from the Laga crew there so far. Been nice and straight on this station, which we haven't quite seen this morning yet, so they're well done to the cox there. So it's already like a very, very intense blast off the blocks from both crews.
I mean, the laser focus in these crews, they're still stroke for stroke in these very early stages of the race. A great clean start from both crews. The Dutch, they just have such a signature style, long, lopey, strong, rhythmical. You see the US driving at University of Washington over on the far side there.
Yeah, I think as you're picking up on the start of the Dutch there, yeah, it's quite loose and languid, but quite upright as well. And then looking at the Americans here, oh wow, I mean, there's going to be some power in that boat there, isn't there, from the Huskies, the UW crew there.
And hello to those of you joining us on this broadcast from the United States of America and from the Netherlands. What a race we have here for you. It looks to me like the University of Washington, the Huskies just eking out ahead of D.S.R. Laga in these early stages of the race. Perhaps they've got a canvas at this stage.
Yeah, this is a good move here from the Washington crew. They're really starting to hook it up and motor out a little bit. You can see they're taking each stroke now. They're even taking a little bit of distance here, which is fascinating to see.
Look at that blade work there from D.S.R. Laga. Oh, rather, it's University of Washington. Apologies. It's where they're riding with the boat. We can see the stroke man, Quinn Cooney, the coxswain looking across at Zach Hasler.
Staring each other out, aren't they? Eyeballing each other. This is brilliant.
These crews both maybe a little bit close to centre here. They're going to have to be careful with their steering. It looks like the Dutch crew, D.S.R. Laga, moving back onto their station. Just ever so slightly. I think this is a great shot where you actually get to see the faces of the rowers, because rowing has this unfortunate capability when you're doing it well to look incredibly easy, which, as both Adam and I are well aware, it is not.
I don't think I ever made it look easy. I think I always scrunched my face up in agony. But yeah, no, they did look very relaxed there. And yeah, you know, like getting a little, shaving the booms there. You know, sometimes they do need to be like given a bit of a scrub down. But yeah, that's quite close for comfort there in the Laga crew on the left-hand side in their distinctive red colour there. Yeah, they do look loose and relaxed though, as you were saying. Yeah, no, that's true.
They do. Pain on the face, but relax through those arms and hands, not letting the University of Washington have it their way. Still overlap with the Huskies, who very much have the lead at this point in the race.
Yeah, for me, that Huskies crew, just the pickup there is really quite well defined, isn't it? We saw the shots of their blades earlier, didn't we? And that, you know, the old trademark bit of splash you get off with the blades as they sort of drop into the water, lock up, and then those big lads get that power on it.
It's so critical in the 8 to get yourself in the race early. These events are hard and fast, and any distance that you drop, I mean, the 8's a huge boat, so anything that you lose is very, very difficult to make up.
Yeah, and that 3/4 mile marker there, we can see that was a length gap between these boats. So that's the bow ball on the stern of that Washington boat we now see, which is a difficult one, you know, psychologically when you're in that Laga crew, because you can't see the opponent. You're relying purely on the cox to give you feedback. but it looks like the feedback's coming through because it looks like they are driving and they're nibbling away some of that Washington lead.
Yeah, I think this camera angle's deceptive. It gets me every time. I wonder. We'll see, I'm sure, in a little while where those crews are actually at, but it is a wonderful shot down the course. The distinctive Henley Royal Regatta course. You can see the booms all the way down the track, the pleasure craft coming down the right-hand side of the course, and that's what pushes the wash onto the course, which can make it tricky as we ride here directly behind them. UW on the left, Laga on the right-hand side of your screen. It's going to come down to the last few hundred metres as they're driving into the stewards' enclosure now. The crowd is building for this record Friday. We expect to have a full capacity crowd, and that crew, I think that angle wasn't deceptive. DSR Laga is coming back on University of Washington as they're entering the enclosures.
I think people can sense there's a race coming down. We're seeing quite a lot of people flood to the banks to get a good look at this. This is hotting up. So even though they did look very relaxed, that Laga crew, when they were down a length, they were doing the right thing. You know, they were playing it well. They weren't worried about it, which was good to see. And now they are potentially drawing themselves back into contention. Again, difficult to tell exactly what the margin is here, but it's maybe what, I don't know, half a length potentially with the Washington crew. So they've lost a bit of that lead, which can always feel quite demoralising if you're in that leading crew and someone starts coming back at you with pace.
What a race we have here. A bit of a dirty stroke there from the Dutch crew on the left-hand side of your screen. They're coming down to the last few hundred metres. I think it is still the University of Washington in the lead. I think they have answered the call from the Dutch, but it's going to come all the way down to the line here. The Huskies still with a lead over D.S.R Laga as they enter the final couple hundred metres here down towards the finish line.
Yeah, great final pushes here from the Laga crew, but the Washington crew are looking still fairly controlled there and with a decent amount of power, responding well, containing them.
What an incredible race there for your morning in the Temple Challenge Cup. The University of Washington narrowly defeating D.S.R Laga from the Netherlands. What a race.